When I was with you on Tuesday, we talked a little bit about the Cavaliers, the direction they were going in, and the man that was running it all, Chris Grant. Haven't been a huge fan of Chris's drafts and some of the moves that he made over the 3.5 years that he was the general manager with the Cavaliers. We laid out some of those moves for you on Tuesday, and lo and behold, 2 days later, after last night's debacle against the Los Angeles Lakers, Dan Gilbert today fires general manager Chris Grant. Gone after 3.5 years. The Cavaliers were 80-199 with Chris Grant as their general manager, and David Griffin takes over on an interim basis. We'll get to David a little bit later on in the show. Well, the most important thing is keeping LeBron James. No offense to Shaq, who's won 4 championships already. It's about LeBron. Once they get LeBron taken care of, then they'll look at everything else. And with Shaq coming here, it solves a big problem for them. They didn't have a big guy in the middle that was a defensive force, a rebounding force. Zydrunas Ilgauskas, who will come off the bench now, is more of a finesse player, an outside shooter. Shaq gives them that legitimate post player to defend the Dwight Howards, the Paul Gasols, the Yao Mings, and guys like that who really hurt them last year.
Key for game one as the Cavaliers try and bounce back after that rest.
Maybe not a great start, but just to keep it even if they're a little rusty. And then I think the Cavaliers will refine themselves and really pull away. In their 3 wins over Atlanta this year, they've led by double digits at the half. I think that second quarter will be better than the first quarter. I think LeBron is going to be phenomenal, as he always is. He takes his game to that next level come playoff time, and he's shown that already this year, and I expect more of that starting tomorrow. 12 possible first-round picks between those 4 teams. Michigan State's got a couple on there. Gary Harris, Payne, add them to the list. Kentucky's entire roster practically is in consideration for first-round status. Jabari Parker is phenomenal. What you saw him do inside, outside, the first half he dominated. And then give Wiggins credit. Andrew Wiggins, they were saying in the first half he wasn't doing much. He was in foul trouble. And then what happened down the stretch? He hit the step-back jumper that put him up. He hit a 3. He was the difference late in the game, and Parker fouled out on the breakaway by who? Andrew Wiggins. So here's the thing, Bruce, which is sad. I go back to a couple of years ago when they drafted Kyrie and when they drafted Tristan Thompson. I loved the Kyrie pick. That, to me, was a no-brainer. The Tristan Thompson pick, I had some issues with because, like our one caller said, they need a shooter. They still don't have one, so I would have went in a different direction there. But then Anthony Davis, that's the year you wanted the #1 pick. The Cavs didn't get it, unfortunately. Then last year you didn't want the #1 pick. They tried to trade it. They settled for Anthony Bennett. Now he's not even in the rotation. If there's a year you want to be in the top 3, it's this coming draft. And I don't want to, have the rebirth of Apbith, another ping pong ball in the hopper. I don't want to do that, but boy, this would be the year if you wanted to. I'm hoping, though, the Cavs make the playoffs. And Mike Brown told me the other night, even with the slow start, he still thinks they can make the playoffs. And as of today, even though they're under 500, they're tied for the 8th spot.
There's only 4 teams in the
And
East.
Kenny Roda hosts a radio show on ESPN, 850 in the home of rock and roll, the great town of Cleveland, and joins us this morning. Kenny, good to see you. Thanks so much. What goes through your mind, and what do you think goes through the minds of your fellow Ohioans when you watch that video of LeBron down in Miami there?
Yeah, very, very painful. The fans were already bitter, unhappy. They felt betrayed. And then to see that and the way LeBron was celebrating down there in Miami, very hurtful. And Cavs fans will not welcome him back with open arms in Cleveland. We'll see, though, what happens in Akron.
Yeah, it's interesting. He's been pretty much universally panned for the way he handled the announcement. In fact, just the wording he used, I'm taking my talents to South Beach. Not South Florida, not Miami, South Beach, which is basically modeling agencies and bars. but is there a way he could have done it differently that would have left less pain? Is there any way he was going to move to Miami and not anger all of his fans there?
Absolutely. Doing this live TV show, 1 hour to rip the hearts out of Clevelanders on national TV, he had the right as a free agent to go wherever he wanted. But the way he went about it is what really has Clevelanders upset, and deservedly so. He could have just held a small press conference in Miami and said, this is where I'm playing, be done with it, and that would have been fine. Some people would have still been upset, but it wouldn't have been, as devastating as it was watching it on ESPN the other night.
Right, and in fact, the team learning about it essentially from that, as one Cavs fan put it.